Let's talk about guilt. I want you to stop wasting time, money, and mental energy following the advice of fitness experts, assorted sheisters, and snake oil salesmen. You don't need to feel bad about anything you've been told that you should be doing. And by the end of this video, you will know exactly where to shove the magic pills and protocols. And you'll finally be free from the propaganda, the guilt trips, and the odorless, colorless gas of fitness ideology. You'll also be free to finally focus on what works. I've got this infuriating friend, let's call him Dr. Tema, who loves reminding me he's a scientist. And since anthropology, in his eyes, isn't a real science, he always thinks he's got one up on me. When the conversation shifts to whatever new health fad he's trying, and I express my protestations, he waves me off with a shrug and his favorite catchphrase: "It's just science." In his mind, that ends the discussion. Let's talk about some people that my friend, Dr. Tema, and you both should really stop listening to. The internet is flooded with the likes of Attia, Huberman, and Sinclair. If you haven't heard about these guys, congratulations. You're probably better off. It's not like they've never ever said anything of value. It makes sense to stay fit, get some exercise and sunlight early in the morning, or even take metformin. But people treat them like rock stars, worshipping their every word, and it's all based on unspoken promise of eternal life. They are doctors, PhDs, or both, and their credibility is built on the fact that what they say is supposedly rooted in science. Oh, by the way, if you like this type of content, please like, comment, and subscribe, because it really helps with the algorithm, and if you're a bit of a fan, please stick around until the end. I have to admit something. This whole longevity space bores me to death. Live longer, be healthier, do this, eat that. But honestly, it's all a bunch of recycled nonsense. Everyone's got a miracle quick fix pill or protocol these days, one that will supposedly add years to your life. That. I'm not interested in living forever if that means being tied to some rigid set of rules. You've got to feel sorry for Brian Johnson, even if he lives to be 200, because of all the rules he has to follow. I don't think he'll live to be 200. We are so focused on prolonging our chronological life that we forget to actually be alive. Purpose, joy, your own ikigai, none of these are measured in VO2 max or in how many grams of protein per kilogram of lean body mass you eat. Our society degraded vitality and life down to these petty measures. But spoiler alert, those numbers have absolutely nothing to do with what it means to be truly alive. It also makes me a little angry. I say DSY. I say stop optimizing my life. I feel that science is being hauled around these days. Richard Feynman was doing science. These guys, can I call them science workers? You see, it's all science until it isn't. Science is not infallible. Take heart rehabilitation, for example. For the longest time, the scientific consensus, or was it just a belief, was that after a heart attack, a person should lie down, put on pajamas and stay in bed, maybe walk a little, eventually, if that bed didn't kill them. Then in the 1990s, Katharina Meyer introduced interval training to cardiac rehab. She was reviled. She'd be met with derision from her colleagues at conferences. How many patients have you killed, Dr. Meyer? Yet, she saw a 20% improvement in cardiovascular fitness in just 3 weeks. Eventually, she was proven right. But that's not the only example of science being wrong. For decades, the brain was thought to be static, unchangeable after a certain age. But Dr. Marian Diamond showed that mental stimulation, exercise, and social connection could actually grow the brain, even in adulthood. Today, neuroplasticity is a well-established principle, and her work has transformed how we approach aging, learning, and recovery from brain injuries. So like I said, some things are science until they aren't. In my Syndica Fit Over 40 pursuit, I listen to science, but I don't cling to it as dogma. I keep an open mind. I do have one unwavering belief, though. Movement and exercise are good for us in ways that science is still uncovering. It is the most cost-effective, miraculous even, health intervention you can perform on yourself. It's free and it has no adverse side effects. Now, I don't want to get bogged down in the specifics of these gentlemen's claims. You only get a peek behind the curtain of what's driving this when things go wrong and lawsuits are involved. If you're interested, check out the work of Scott Carney, an investigative reporter and fellow anthropologist who dived into the nature of Sinclair's magic pills, Atia's financials, and Huberman's antics. One thing does make me pause, though, based on my own experience. On the topic of eating salt in the morning, as someone who spent a lot of time on a project about sheep in the mountains, let me ask you this. Have you ever thought about the kind of salt you're eating? The sheep won't touch the pure white chemical stuff they sell us as table salt, but they happily lick away at slabs of unprocessed salt from the mines. Why? I looked up the salt mine's description of the product. Salt licks provide animals with essential minerals, alleviating their deficiencies, preventing the occurrence of numerous diseases, and improving milk production. Don't we all need those too? I mean, except for the milk production part. Like the sheep, I've been using rock salt for years. I mean, if it's good enough for the sheep, it's good enough for me. Coming back to the main point, there is definitely value in physical fitness. It's one part of the equation, and it undoubtedly improves quality of life. Trust me, at 50, I subjectively feel younger than I did in my 30s. But if you're going to run on a hamster wheel, obsessing, for example, over a TS VO2 max advice or grip strength, you're missing the bigger picture. Because it's all just madness. We've got our lives to live and passions to pursue. I'm not saying you shouldn't pursue things like VO2 max. If that's your thing, more power to you. But how about you try this advice? Don't sit so much. Move more. Enjoy life. Cultivate friendships. Love people. Use stuff, never the other way around. That advice might actually serve you far better than getting caught up in a VO2 max or grams of protein per lean body mass obsessions. What I have against these gentlemen is that they are poster boys for what I see as a major cultural shift that drains the joy out of our lives with fitness propaganda, that if we won't follow that advice to the letter, advice based on science no less, we'll be missing out on eternal life. I mean, wasn't that the Catholic Church's spiel for ages, that you won't get to heaven if you don't follow a particular set of rules? They are bullying us into hitting gyms where we grunt like animals in pain. In doing so, they rob us of our freedom and get in the way of our pursuit of happiness, offering instead a life spent like rushed hamsters on wheels. It already feels like that in our professional lives, and now they are giving us another full-time job on top of it. I say DSY to all of that. Buying into this bullshit keeps you from living your real, authentic life, because you're meant to be fit for life, not the other way around, which is, by the way, what I say to my friends when I tell them how to go about getting fit in 10 to 15 minutes a day. Could there be a different science on the other side of the Pacific? In Japan, the elderly maintain relationships, hobbies, and even work. Meanwhile, in the US, the elderly are often discarded by society. And none of those Japanese old-timers credit their longevity with, say, shitting themselves 4 times a week to get their VO2 max into the right bracket. It feels like a conspiracy designed to rob us of our humanity and turning us into self-optimizing pieces of meat. You really have to be headstrong to see through it. And breaking away from it? That's a rebellious act. What can I say? This whole optimization ideology really gets under my skin. I'd like to democratize fitness. I'd like to see you take care of your body so that you can live to the fullest and offer the best version of yourself to yourself, your friends, family, and society at large. Do I want to compete with these guys for the soul of humanity? I don't think I'm cut out for this, so no. But I would like to at least save my tribe. Who's my tribe? You, if you find what I'm saying convincing. Spoken like a true cult leader, right? In the end, it's up to you who you're going to believe. The authority figures raking in tens of millions of dollars through opaque sponsorship deals, or an anthropologist who has no business dispensing fitness advice. Thank you for watching till the very end. If you're a fan, consider helping me stay independent and create content that makes you healthier and happier, rather than delivering sponsored offers designed to sell you junk. Right now, I'm building a tribe of 1,000 true fans. Huge thanks to those of you who've already joined. There are still spots left in the original 100 membership on Buy Me a Coffee. For just $7 a month, you'll get a free lifetime access to my upcoming $900 course on getting fit in just 10 to 15 minutes a day, a practical week-by-week guide, a founding role in a community of like-minded people with a say in shaping future content, and of course, the eternal glory of being one of my first supporters. Why 900 for the course? That's about 3 months of a fancy gym membership, but this course will give you the tools to ditch the gym for life. As one of the original 100, you'll get it free because you'll be helping sponsor the final stage of my 10-year dive into fitness. The link's in the description below. Thanks for your time, your support, and for being part of this journey from the start. See you next time. Bye.